Well, good morning or late afternoon or whatever it might be for you right now. It is about noon here, and I'm finally getting to my second cup of coffee. I didn't sleep all that great last night, and I ended up going back and taking a nap this morning, which felt good. You know, you got to do that sometimes, I guess. But it is really windy out here right now, and I was hoping that I could do this in between wind gusts. But my name is Crystal, and welcome to my channel, Homemaking on the Homestead. And today I thought I'd just do a little coffee with Crystal and just chat with you a little bit. Right now, we are under red flag warnings is what they call it. So the skies are super hazy because there are a lot of forest fires going on down in southern Oregon. And a red flag warning basically means that the temperatures are high. It's supposed to be around 90 today. The humidity level is low, and the wind is blowing like crazy. And so basically that's just the right ingredients for forest fires. And that is the season we're in, is the, concerns about forest fires. I guess with those kind of conditions, it can cause like dry lightning and things like that, and it sets the forests on fire. We don't have anything going on around us. Like I say, right now, today, when the sun has been, when we could see the sun, it has had this orange kind of eerie glow to it, which is typical when the skies are just kind of covered in smoke and smoky haze. But we should be out of this by tomorrow, they said, so that's good. We may still get the smoke, but we won't have the wind and the red flag warnings anymore. So if I keep fiddling with my hair, it's because it's being blown all around, and I might have to keep taking a break when the wind gusts come through. But anyway, I just wanted to come down and chat with you guys and see how you all are doing. I am so excited because as of this morning, which is a few days before this video comes out, I am almost at 5,000 subscribers. Woo! So thank you. It really means a lot to me, and I just can't believe that my little channel is growing like it is, and I really appreciate you all. So stay tuned for a special little announcement. After I hit 5,000, I have a little freebie coming out as a gift to all of you for subscribing and for watching and for just hanging in there with me and helping my little channel grow. So stay tuned for that. It'll probably be in the form of a short video or something like that. Don't know yet. But anyway, I just wanted to give an early thank you to everybody who has subscribed. And if you haven't subscribed yet, please consider subscribing. And I try to do things that encourage the homemaker and just kind of share my daily life as an empty nest mom of 8 and grandma to 17 grandkids now. So, it's a pretty fun life. My husband's retired, and I have been a homemaker my whole life. Stayed at home, took care of my kids, homeschooled them all the way through high school. And now I just try to share about life on the other side of big family living. So, hit that subscribe button and the notification button. I try to post videos twice a week on Tuesdays and Fridays. And so if any of you have noticed that the times that I put out my video have been bouncing around a little bit, I have been kind of experimenting to see what seems to be that little, sweet spot for me to post videos. I don't know if you guys have a time that you watch and, is a better time for you than another time. I don't know, but I just try to see how that works, what kind of response I get, and just play around with it till I find something that kind of works and I can settle in on that. At least that's my plan. Okay, I think I just survived another big wind gust. Today, I just thought it would be kind of fun to talk about the word homesteading. I call my channel Homemaking on the Homestead. And what does that actually mean? I kind of looked for the history of homesteading, not just in the United States, but the word itself. When was it first used? What did it mean back then? What does it mean today? And it's been a kind of an interesting little mini history study for me. Back in the 1600s, 1620s, the Old English form of homestead was homestead, S-T-E-D-E. and it meant a place that was adequate enough to sustain a family. So I thought that was kind of interesting. The term became better known in 1862 when President Abraham Lincoln declared the Homesteading Act. And for that act, the Homesteading Act, it meant that what they wanted to do was give away free land to anybody that would file a claim, and they were trying to expand the United States and get people moving out more towards the Midwest and the East Coast or the West Coast, and just extend the land and ownership and people developing communities and homes and things like that. So for a $10 filing fee, you could file your claim and you would get 160 acres for free. And on that, you had to build a home, and you had to stay on that land for at least 5 years in order for it to be your land. And then I looked up like the dictionary definition of homesteading, and basically it's a piece of land, it's a home, and any of the outbuildings that are on there adequate enough to be self-sustainable. I think that's kind of basically what the dictionary definition. I saw several of them, but in the late 1980s and into the 1990s, the concept of homesteading grew in a different way. It wasn't like you were going to go out and stake your claim and build your home and start producing everything that you needed to sustain yourself. It became more of a movement to out to the country to get that little parcel of land, to grow a garden, to have a few goats, and that type of thing. That eventually kind of moved to even more of what today we look at as homesteading. The term being that things like urban homesteading, suburban homesteading. I think it was like a movement back to doing things in a more sustainable way for yourself, your family, and that might be growing a garden in your backyard, or it might be having a few chickens in your yard if your city allows that. It might be, learning to can your own food, learning to bake a loaf of bread. Things that you could do for yourself became synonymous with that homesteading mindset. And it seems like along with that lifestyle, of course, it means that things take more time. It takes obviously more time to raise even 4 or 5 chickens than it does to go to the grocery store and buy a dozen eggs. Same with making a loaf of bread. It takes more time to make a loaf of bread than it does to go in and purchase a loaf of bread. So it became more of a way to, the homemaking part kind of got wrapped in there because these things take time, and they are basically trying to promote a certain quality of life, a different quality of life that people are striving for in a hectic and busy world. I remember when my oldest children, especially my oldest 2 children, and maybe into when I had my third, but I was very involved in things like taking them to basketball and dance lessons and that type of thing, and groups, and being busy. I had my third baby, then I had my 4th baby, and I found it very challenging to try to get my older kids where they needed to go and still maintain my house, take care of my babies, and homeschool at the same time. And it was about that time I started realizing that I wanted maybe a different lifestyle for my family, that was this the best lifestyle, that the best direction to go with our lifestyle. So this isn't a criticism to anybody that chose to go more the other direction than what I did. It was just my own personal choice and what I wanted. I felt like I spent a whole lot of time in my van driving my family around to this class and that class and sports and different things, and I really did not enjoy doing that, nor did I find that it was a fulfilling life for all of us as a family. We decided that what we really wanted was to get our family a little bit of land and have some animals and give our children responsibilities and have them grow up being responsible for taking care of chickens and goats and learning those types of things and working together more as a family unit instead of always heading off in all different directions. and eventually that is what we were able to do. And of course, by that time, I had already been doing things like learning how to bake bread, learning how to can, having a garden in my backyard. I had always done that. No matter where I lived, I would have gardens in my backyard. Sorry. And I had already been working on those types of homemaking skills, and which could be translated in a sense to that homesteading type skills. And so when we moved out onto our piece of property, I just continued doing those things. I knew he was going to join us on this visit, Mr. Rooster. Anyway, I had already been working on those kinds of skills, and I just loved doing those things, and the animals and living in the country, it just added to all of that. So in a sense, homemaking just kind of went hand in hand with the homesteading type life, that desire to be more self-sufficient. But as I had already mentioned about the urban homestead and the suburban homestead, it is not something that a person needs to do in the country. You don't need to have a piece of land. I've heard people say things like, I can't wait to buy a home with some land on it so that I can have my own homestead. I think the best thing to do is to take wherever you're at. If homesteading, that type of lifestyle is your desire, take what you have, whatever that might be, whether it's a house on some property, whether it's a house in the city on a little lot, or an apartment. Whatever it is, take that and see what kind of skills that you can develop. Because today, I believe really that homesteading today is more of a desire for a lifestyle and a slower living lifestyle than it was previously. And I also want to make the distinction between a simple lifestyle and an easy lifestyle. This is not homesteading or homemaking where is something that's in your heart. It is something that you desire to do to give yourself a particular lifestyle. It really doesn't. It's like I said at the beginning, it is going to take more time, but it creates a lifestyle that's slower. It's a slow living lifestyle that allows you to create more of the things that you consume, more of the things that make life enjoyable, and create that home that is your haven and is your place of rest and your place of refuge. So today, when people talk about homemaking and homesteading in conjunction, I think it is more of a definition of a lifestyle choice, of a slow living choice, of a simple living choice that brings you a lot of joy and a lot of satisfaction. So today, I think many of us choose this homemaking, homesteading lifestyle for that joy and for that satisfaction. And it really has nothing to do with whether or not we have a piece of land, or that we are out there milking cows and raising animals to eat, and doing all those things doesn't necessarily in today's world define what necessarily is a homestead. I've seen people do a lot with very little. They may have a little tiny house, but yet they're still able to grow that garden and produce enough vegetables to can, or at least to make a good pot of vegetable soup for dinner one night or something. Things that just bring a lot of that slow living satisfaction. Anyway, I would love to hear in the comments your thoughts on homemaking, homesteading, and what that means in today's terms. I would be interested to know that. Got a bee flying around here. Again, of course, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and watch out for that freebie that is my thank you gift to you guys for subscribing and for being a part of my channel. I do appreciate each and every one of you. All right, everybody, I'll see you all in the next video. Bye-bye.